Okay, this is sit rep number 15. And let's give it the subtitle of Are You Sure You Really Want to Do This? And what we're talking about is Monday, I begin the radiation treatment. Um, but before I get into all the details, let me again go over how this whole thing started. For those of you who might be joining lately or joining late, it's this whole thing began with my attempt to sort of talk to people who have cancer or people who are connected to people who have cancer, whether they're helping them out or just friends and family trying to keep them moving in the right direction. And it's about putting stuff out, not to give any kind of medical advice or anything in that nature, because all I know is what's happening to me, and I'm not a doctor, and I'm certainly not a professional in any area that has to do with medicine. So please don't take anything I say as rule of law. But my plan was to, and it began with what I call raised buffet. I just put stuff out on the table that relate to my experiences, the good, the bad, the ugly, things that I chose to do, chose not to do, and put that out and let everyone know the decisions that I made based on all of the stuff that was happening to me. The goal initially was simply to let you and people who are trying to help you or console you or wherever they fit into your life, use maybe my experience to say, well, he did this and it sounds really stupid, so I'm not going to do that. Or vice versa. It could be, well, what he did makes sense and I will try that or I won't do this. So that's basically what this is all about. In the written version of what I'm saying now, I'm going to put a link to the first episode, if you want to call it that, of Raised Buffet. And you can read through that and you might, go on all the way down the road and follow my journey and see where it differs from yours or where you might differ from me and make different decisions than I did. Having said that, now we'll continue. And I'll begin with something kind of silly. Have you ever had an apparatus at home or an appliance that doesn't work? You push the button and it doesn't turn on, or it makes some kind of a weird noise. And you do that 4 or 5 times and you can't fix it. No matter what you do, you can't fix it. So you finally call in a professional and he comes to your house. And when he gets there, you push that button and the thing works like a charm. And you feel stupid because it wasn't working all those times. And when you need it not to work, it works. Well, that's kind of sort of where I am right now. Based on the pain levels and other stuff that was going on, like I said, there was considerable blood coming places where there wasn't supposed to be blood and whatever. And so my oncologist and I decided that the best thing to do would be for me to do some palliative radiation treatment and try to stop those things and make things a little bit easier going down the road. And in doing that, I agreed to start the radiation treatment, which will begin on Monday. And lo and behold, after that meeting with the doctor, since then, there's been no blood. The pain has subsided considerably. The PSA had gone down considerably. I have blood tests this week coming up, and we'll see if that was a mistake. He thinks it's a mistake. I think it's a mistake because it couldn't have dropped that much in 2 months without treatment. But he didn't understand it. At any rate, moving on from there. So now I'm going through these thoughts of, geez, oh Pete, the things that I was worried about and the things that were causing problems are not as serious as they were. So maybe I shouldn't do the radiation. But no, I'm not going to chicken out. I'm going to get it done. That'll start on Monday. Today being Thanksgiving, I had my, for lack of a better word, Last Supper. I went to the Ricketts. Their son was the host, and the whole Rickett clan was there. And there was tons of food. And I'll even post a picture of uh, the Tupperware stuff that I brought home. I'm going to eat like this for 2 days. And I have to stop that on, what is it? Today's Thursday. I say Friday, maybe Saturday morning at the latest. I've got to start preparing myself for the radiation treatment, which puts me on a fairly strict diet. Now, on the thing of diet, and this is something that the cancer patients out there and their family need to understand. I say that I have to go on this diet, and everything I've found says that I have to go on this diet. And I talked to a few other people, and I did some research on the internet, like I always do. Like I said, stay off the internet. It's not the best thing for you when you're looking for reasons for this kind of stuff. At any rate, what I found was that, yes, as some people have told me, they or a relative has had cancer and they did not have to go on any kind of a special diet. And that's true. And I will quote some of those in the written portion that I put out. And it's because they had their radiation in different parts of the body. But if you're having radiation treatment for cancer of the prostate, they will do the radiation in the bladder, in the prostate, that area where what you eat can have an effect on the radiation, or vice versa. The radiation can have an effect on your innards if the wrong stuff is in there. So I do have to go on this diet, and I'm going to write down all of those things that I can't eat, and you're going to find it a little bit silly, which is why this picture I have over here of all the things that I'm going to eat, because one of the refs in our Ultimate Hoops League bought some stuff over from their Thanksgiving, and so I've got a whole table full of food that I've got to eat by tomorrow night, and I will. And that's just about it. And again, on a more serious note, as you prepare for this, it's just like I said way back in Ray's Buffet #1. Um, Cancer has a more severe effect sometimes on a person's mind than it does on the body. Not that it doesn't have a serious effect on the body, but sometimes the mind uh, plays tricks on you. And so I'm concerned about whether or not I can get this diet thing right. I'm supposed to 12 hours before each treatment be on a clear liquid diet. Me and clear liquids, it ain't gonna work. I can't drink water all day. I have to drink something, but then I'm limited to the things that I'm allowed to drink and stuff like that. And it's gotten to the point where I guess I'm taking it serious, or more serious than I have up until now, because I'm actually going to take this radiation. And then that raises the question of, okay, I'm in hospice care, and the rule on hospice care is the 6-month rule. Every 6 months, they'll evaluate you and see if you should stay on hospice or whether you're whatever. Now, the reason I talk about or the reason it's important to consider the thing about hospice care is that if the hospice evaluation, or I was put in hospice care because the doctors felt that I might have 6 months left. And so thinking about that and now doing the radiation, it comes down to, well, what if the hospice portion is true? What if I do have 6 months? Do I want to go through and spend the better part of a month and a half with the radiation treatment and the recovery portion and waste a month and a half and then you understand the point there, so it's my reason for stopping all my therapy and treatment to begin with 2 years ago was because I didn't want to continue down that road, getting beat up by the drugs and stuff and not enjoying life. And so now here I am getting ready to do just that, going through the treatment in what may be considered a foregone conclusion. So I got to admit that's sort of getting to my head a little bit. And I'm sort of at the point where, I'm not sure how things are going to work out, and you can never be sure because, according to the doctors, it can change and flare up very quickly, and your whole situation gets thrown under the bus. And I'm not going to say that doesn't have an effect on me mentally, because it does. And I can only say to you, talk to your support network, talk to your doctors. Don't get into a shell. Don't start, not talking to people and stuff like that because you don't feel like talking about this every day, and it can put you in a bad place. So I'll get back to you Monday after the radiation and see how that first day went. That's it for now. Bye.